Y'all, I just had a wonderful, wonderful experience this past weekend. Eddie and Michael and I went to Dallas, Texas, and then on to Houston, Texas to do an event for the Bag Lady Foundation. And I met some wonderful new people. One of them was dinner at the country club, which was wonderful. They did all my recipes and they made me so proud. Because when somebody else does my cooking, I kind of get a little pit in my stomach and hope that it's good, but it was delicious. And then the second night in Houston, we had a concert with Cameron Cody. And he is one of the most wonderful pianists in this entire world. And he does concerts all over the place. And it was such a wonderful, wonderful experience. In fact, I think it's so wonderful. I want to share with y'all some of the footage from our experience in Texas. I love you Texas folks. Y'all have always been so kind, good, and loving and supportive, and I will always appreciate that. So y'all join me on our little trip to Texas. And go Bag Lady.
Oh, I'm so happy.
We're glad that you're here. So this is your spot right here. You're the center of attention. Well, y'all, we are so glad that you are here. This is so exciting for me and for all of us to have one of my favorite people who I've grown up with comes to Houston. And so what I want you to know is that this is a filming that will be edited later and released. So if we mess up, we will stop.
And it's not who you're supposed to be with.
Remember, if you show up on the Megatron, you never know who will.
That's right.
But this is so important to me because at the end of the day, this is about helping other people. And I think that we both share that love for paying it forward. And so what will happen is I will play some music and then I will prompt Paula with a question about both of us were raised not far from each other in South Georgia at different times. But we're in there. My soul was earlier. It's about 80.
Yeah.
So, but what I want you to know is that when this concludes, we will be going to the garden party, and we will give you that address as soon as it's over. And myself and some of us who are kind of in charge of making that work, we will jet out of here very quickly. But what I want you to know is that you will have all the time in the world to get your photo made with Paula, speak to her and all that. So you may see her leave quickly from here, but you will have the perfect opportunity. It's about 2 miles just around the corner where we will dine and have a good evening. It's going to be gorgeous weather.
It was pouring down rain when we came. I said, this is not going to be a pretty garden.
But the Lord,
yes.
He has made it happen for us.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, if we mess up, this can be edited later. You'll see us stop. And we really appreciate being here.
I'm thrilled. I used to come to Houston and Dallas all the time and did live shows. And I was telling a couple of my new friends a while ago, I was at some beautiful auditorium, a theater, quite a few years back. And I do live shows on stage, and I was running my mouth, and all of a sudden it sounded like a king of wild horses behind the drapes on stage. And I stopped and I turned around. I said, what is that? Is everything all right? And about that time, they opened the drapes and out walked President and Miss Barbara Bush. They had come to welcome me to Houston. And that touched me like incredible ways. To me, that said so much about what kind of people they were. And I'll never forget. And ask me how many pictures I have. So thank you. I had to remember. And before we get started, Cam, may I introduce my husband?
Absolutely.
Michael, come on out and grab your seat. This is my husband, Michael.
Hello.
He loves Youngstown. He's a harbor pilot.
So I told your day, I said, you live to Houston and you got to keep on working.
And one more person. What? Look like that. Look like. Yeah, right in there. He tries to give me things he don't want all the time. So it raised.
Yes, and also some of the board of the Bag Lady Foundation.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to introduce them. Deen and Leland and Diane. Oh, there she is. Around. Leland and Eddie is. If any of y'all watch my YouTube shows, Eddie does all the filming. And I'm constantly saying, Eddie, where's this pot?
Here we go. Georgia on my mind. Well, what I'm here for is some music and a few Southern stories. We both love South Georgia and where we live. It's a beautiful part of our country.
Yes.
What we want to start out with today is while we're all here, we want you to tell us about the Bag Lady and what it means to you and why and how it became.
And I would love to. And I want to thank Cam and Cody for doing this for the Paula Bag Lady Foundation and my members of that foundation. This was so kind, Cam, for you to do this, and I'm most appreciative. Okay, so I'll quickly try to tell the story. In 1989, on June the 19th, I started a business called the Bag Lady. I was at a point in my life where I knew that I had to make some changes because my husband's sickness was driving me crazy. And he refused to put down the alcohol. And I tried for 27 years to change that. And I realized the only thing I could change was myself, because it was turning me into a person that I did not like. And so on June the 19th, a week or two before, our income tax refund had come in. He gave me $200 to start my business with. And I could tell you exactly to this day what I spent it on. And I decided I had no talent, couldn't sing, couldn't dance, couldn't play the piano. And if y'all saw me on Dance with the Stars, you know I can't dance.
I tried, but I'm no dancer.
But so I decided if I have talent, it was in my kitchen. Because I had been on a 20-year ride with agoraphobia. I was 19 when my father died. It was just my aim. You know, as long as he was alive, I was safe. And I didn't know what was wrong with me, what I had. But I later discovered through a TV show what I had. And I diagnosed myself as a sometimes functioning agoraphobic. That's terrible. That's terrible. And you don't meet agoraphobics. They're at home. They're at home where it's safe. You know, they're not out shopping and rambling the streets. No, no, no. We're home. And so my kitchen was my sanctuary. That was where I felt safe. I could get in there and not think about how frightened I was. And unfortunately, 4 years later, my mother and my best friend passed away. And my dad was 40 and my mother was 44. So all of my security went out the door. I had a 16-year-old brother that I had to finish raising. And 2 children under 3 and an alcoholic husband. So it was something else. And so my husband moved us to Savannah in 1987, and I was devastated. I said, I will never get to be able to go home and see my friends and what little bit of family I had left there. And so I started dreaming about a way that I could take care of my children and myself and make a house payment and buy groceries. So I decided, since I could cook, I would start this little business. And I named her the Bag Lady. And I had these 2 beautiful, fine Christian sons that are just precious. And so I decided that I would pimp them out.
To sell my food.
And it worked.
It worked.
And I said, Deen, I said, Robert, if I can make this, I want to pass it on. I want to pass it on. I love seeing women and men. It's so expected of you men. I mean, it's like y'all do it naturally. But for women. And, you know, and I had my son, so when we moved downtown, I named it the Lady and Sons. And women were taken by that because quite often sons follow in their father's footsteps. But rarely do you see sons follow in ma's footsteps. And it was hard running a family business, but I made a promise that day. And so in 2012, I got with the lawyer and formed the foundation. And I named it after our first little humble business, Paula Deen's Bag Lady Foundation.
So it was greatest, I think. one of the things that I think would be
So beautiful.
well. I want you to know. So what will happen is we want to say hello to all the people who will see this later. There are millions of you who this will go out to at some point. And you can support the Bag Lady Foundation by going to the link in the comments. We would love to have your support and reach out to us and let us know you'd love to partner with us in this endeavor. There are some wonderful people on the board who touched my life in such a deep way and also yours. And we want to do everything we can to help others and pay it forward.
Pay it forward. We've got to.
For us who are less fortunate than us, I feel it's such a calling on my heart. And so for those of you who will watch this, we want to thank you for watching this.
Yes.
And it's been such an honor to interview today. I mean, if I died today.
Oh, no. Do people know how wonderful you are?
Well,
Yes.
well,
You're so young and you're so talented. What experience in your life gave you this strong foundation of faith?
you know, my grandmother, from the time I was so little, she would get down beside the bed at night and pray to God out back. And I remember being in a room across the hall and hearing her beg the Lord to protect all of us, her grandchildren, and all of that. And so from such a young age, I was impacted by that. And that her faith was so strong. But, you know, for my life, it's been a little different. And we're not perfect. But the one thing that I believe in, I wake up every day and choose joy. I choose joy over all messes. And I will tell you that God has not failed me once. There were people who said, you'll never make it. It came through applying, the door's open. The door's open. And that, the impact of my grandparents and knowing that they really believed what they prayed at night. They did it, they executed it. It's carried me all this way. And I love that. We have the opportunity to touch people and change. If we can just make the tiny difference in somebody's life.
It through your music. That's powerful.
So I hope y'all enjoyed all the clips that we shared with y'all. And so many of y'all have come to Bag Lady events over the years. So hopefully, the next one that we have, you can check my calendar and maybe it'll work out where you can come, because we have a good time and we're doing good work for good women. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.